I'm Dr. David Crichton and I'm a local GP and I'm the chair of Doncaster Clinical Commissioning Group. Three types of COVID tests that we have available to us. The first one is a PCR test, and it's a swab that's taken from your nose and your throat, and it's sent away to the laboratory to test, and it takes about 1 or 2 days to get the results. The next test that's available is very similar. It's called a lateral flow test, and it's done at home, and it's a swab test that you can use, and you can actually do the test yourself, and it takes about 30 minutes to get the results. And the third type of test we've got is actually a blood test, and it looks at antibodies to see if somebody's had coronavirus in the past. We don't tend to use that so much, and that tends to be used for population health data and just assessing how many people have had coronavirus. So lateral flow tests important because 1 in 3 people who have coronavirus don't have any symptoms. So people like myself, who's a doctor, I've been undertaking lateral flow tests twice a week for probably the last 6 months, and it makes me, it gives me the confidence that I can protect my patients and ensure that I don't pass it on to somebody inadvertently. So PCR tests are advocated if you've got symptoms because they're more sensitive and they pick up the coronavirus at an earlier stage. Lateral flow tests are still good tests, and if they're positive, it's important that you go on to have a PCR test. But if it's negative, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't have coronavirus. It might be too early in the infection to be picked up. So lateral flow tests are recommended for many people to keep them safe and to give them confidence that they're not going to pass coronavirus inadvertently to other people. It's not recommended for very young children though, because it does require some assistance, and we don't want to upset children by taking these unnecessarily. The current national guidance is that because young children aren't badly affected with coronavirus, that we wouldn't need to undertake that regularly. So LFT tests can be ordered on the government website, and they come in a little box like this that comes through your letterbox. So that's probably the easiest way to get them. You can also pick them up from local chemists, but from the 4th of October you do need to get a code, and once again you do that through the government website. Lateral flow tests are provided by some workplaces, and certainly schools and colleges also support their students by having them. There's also some drop-in clinics that occur, and the best place to look for the local lateral flow test centre is on the Doncaster Council website. If you do have symptoms of coronavirus or you have a positive lateral flow test, then please get a PCR test, and you can do this by accessing this by the NHS website or by calling 119.